Hello, my friend. Welcome to night. Settle in gently now, wherever you are. Let your shoulders soften a little. Let your jaw relax. Let the muscles around your eyes grow loose and quiet. There is nowhere else you need to be for this little while. Nothing to solve, nothing to carry forward into the night. Tonight, I'm going to take you somewhere simple, somewhere peaceful, somewhere sheltered and calm. Tonight, you are going to rest in a tent. Not in just one place, but in several quiet and beautiful places, each touched by rain, each held by the steady comfort of nature, and each offering you the same invitation to let go a little more, and then a little more again. You will listen to rain on canvas. You will rest beside a river. You will drift near a still loch. You will settle in a deep forest, and all the while you will be safe. The rain outside will not trouble you. The dark will not trouble you. The silence will not trouble you. Because inside your tent there is warmth, there is softness, there is shelter, there is rest. So take a slow breath in now and breathe out. That is enough. Another slow breath in and out. Very good. Now let the night come closer. Let the world grow quieter, and let this sleep story begin. Chapter 1. Relaxation. Before we begin tonight's first rainy tent journey, let us take a few moments to relax. Nothing complicated, nothing difficult, just a gentle unwinding. I am going to count down slowly from 10 to 1. And with each number, allow yourself to let go a little more deeply. 10. Feel the surface beneath you. Whether it is a bed, a sofa, a mat, a blanket, or some other place where you're lying tonight, just notice that it is holding you. You do not need to hold yourself up. You do not need to stay prepared. You do not need to be alert. For now, you are supported. And beneath that surface, beneath the floor, beneath the building, beneath the roads and stone and sleeping towns, there is the earth itself, steady, ancient, unmoving beneath all movement. Let yourself feel supported by that too. 9. Notice your body, not to judge it, not to fix it, only to notice. Notice where there is still effort, perhaps in your forehead, perhaps in your shoulders, perhaps in your hands, perhaps in your stomach, where so many people quietly carry the day without even realizing it. And as you notice any tension, allow awareness itself to soften it. You do not need to force release. Just notice and let go a little. 8. You are safe enough to rest. Let those words land softly. Safe enough to rest. You do not have to earn rest tonight. You do not have to complete one more thought before sleep is allowed to come. You do not have to solve tomorrow before arriving at tonight. Rest is already available to you. 7. The day is over now. Whatever was done is done. Whatever was unfinished can remain unfinished for a little while longer. Nothing about this moment requires you to keep performing wakefulness. Nothing about this moment requires effort. The day has loosened its hold. Let it drift away from you now. 6. If thoughts come, let them come. If feelings come, let them come. You do not have to wrestle with them. You do not have to follow them down every corridor. Just let them pass through. Like rain sliding down the side of a tent. Like leaves floating down a slow, dark river. Like clouds moving across a quiet night sky. Thoughts can pass, and you can remain here. 5. This is your time now. No one is asking anything of you. No task is reaching for you. No message needs answering. No plan needs building. This time does not belong to noise. It belongs to peace. 4. Feel the weight of your body. Heavier now, softer now. Your legs can rest. Your arms can rest. Your chest can soften. Your breathing can become easy and quiet. Even your hands, which do so much in a day, can unclench now. 3. Begin to engage your imagination. Far away from everything familiar, in a beautiful place beneath a rainy sky, a tent is waiting for you. It is dry inside, warm inside, still inside. The rain falls outside, but not on you. You are already beginning to arrive there. 2. Check in with your body one more time. Has your face softened? Have your shoulders dropped a little lower? Has your breath become quieter? Let all of that happen without effort. 1. Completely letting go now. And as you rest, I will take you into tonight's first rainy shelter. Chapter 2. The Beach Tent. You are lying in a tent on a quiet beach. It is nighttime now. Rain falls steadily on the canvas above you in a soft, soothing rhythm that has already been going on for quite some time. Not a storm. Not wild weather, just calm rain. Patient rain. The kind of rain that turns the whole world gentle. Outside your tent, the beach stretches away into darkness. The ocean is only a short distance away, close enough that you can hear the waves rolling toward the shore and folding back again. Their sound blends beautifully with the rain. Rain above, waves beyond, canvas around you, softness beneath you. Everything is exactly as it should be. Earlier this evening, before the sky darkened, you watched the day fade over the water. The horizon had glowed with deep orange, dusky purple, soft silver, and the last pale traces of gold. The sea held those colors for a while, and then slowly gave them back to the darkening sky. Now the colors are gone, but the feeling remains. A peaceful feeling, a complete feeling. As though this beach, this rain, and this little shelter were always meant to belong together. Inside the tent it is cozy. Your blankets are warm. The pillow beneath your head is soft. The air has that wonderful balance that makes a tent feel so comforting in the rain. Cool enough to feel fresh, warm enough to feel safe. You listen to the rain tapping gently on the canvas, and every small sound reassures you. Each drop says the same thing. You are sheltered. You are held. You are separate from everything that can wait until morning. Outside, the world is dark and wide. Inside, your world is small and perfect. The ocean rolls in and out, in and out, in and out, never rushing, never hurrying, as though it too has nothing left to do tonight. The air carries the faint scent of salt and wet sand. It is a clean scent, a calm scent, a scent that belongs to open space and quiet weather. You imagine the rain falling onto the beach beyond your tent, darkening the sand, tracing little shallow streams that disappear almost as soon as they appear. You imagine the waterline where wave and rain meet, the ripples upon ripples, the endless small movements of the night. And yet inside the tent there is stillness. Nothing asks anything of you here. You do not need to go anywhere. You do not need to think about tomorrow. You do not need to be productive. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to lie here and listen. The rain keeps falling. The sea keeps breathing. And little by little, the day lets go of you. You turn slightly beneath the blankets and feel the comfortable weight of them settling around you. The tent fabric shifts very softly as the rain lands and slides. There is a sense of being enclosed, but not trapped. Protected, not confined. Held, not hidden. This is one of the great comforts of a tent in the rain. To be very close to nature, and yet gently separated from it. To hear everything and fear nothing. To feel the weather and still remain warm. To know the vast dark world is out there, and still be entirely at peace within your small glowing shelter. Perhaps somewhere in the distance, very far down the beach, there is the faintest suggestion of a light from another shelter, or a small cottage inland. But it is distant enough not to matter. It is only a quiet reminder that the world is calm, that others too are resting somewhere beneath the same rain. You breathe in slowly and out. Your breath is beginning to match the rhythm of the rain now. A little slower, a little deeper, a little softer. The waves roll in and out, the rain taps overhead, and your mind becomes less interested in thoughts. There is not much room for thoughts here anyway. Not in a place like this. Here there is sound, there is warmth, there is shelter, there is darkness in its kindest form, and there is peace. After a while, you imagine reaching for a small device beside you and pressing play on something gentle. Not because you need distraction, but because the voice that begins speaking feels warm and companionable, like someone kind sitting just outside your tent door, speaking softly so as not to disturb the night. The voice says that the rain is your companion tonight, that the ocean is keeping watch, that the canvas above you is strong and steady, that the ground beneath you is supporting you without hesitation. That right now, in this exact moment, there is nothing to fear. And as you listen, you realize it is true. Nothing here is urgent. Nothing here is sharp. Nothing here is reaching for you. Even time feels different on a rainy beach. It no longer feels measured in minutes or tasks or deadlines. It feels measured only in waves. Only in breaths. Only in the soft and endless rhythm of rain. You let the imagined voice fade away again, and now there is only the true voice of the place itself. The rain above you, the ocean beside you, the softness beneath you. Your body grows heavier, your thoughts grow slower. Your eyelids, if they are not already closed, begin to feel warm and sleepy. The rain continues, never dramatic, never demanding, just faithful, as though it has settled over the beach for your benefit alone. It washes the air clean, it hushes the night, it creates a whole world of calm sound in which nothing can interrupt you. You listen, and the more you listen, the deeper you rest. The waves rise, the waves fall. Your breath rises, your breath falls. And very quietly, gently, almost without noticing, you begin to drift. Further into comfort, further into softness, further away from effort. Until all that remains is the feeling of being held inside a little tent on a rainy beach, while the great dark ocean breathes nearby and the night itself keeps watch over your sleep. Chapter 3. The River Tent. Now the beach fades gently away. The sound of the waves softens, then disappears. The scent of salt and sea air drifts away too. And now you find yourself somewhere else. Somewhere inland, somewhere green and still. Now you are inside a tent beside a river. Rain falls here too. Softly, steadily, without hurry. Outside your tent, the river moves through the darkness with a calm and unbroken flow. It is not loud, not fast, not wild. It simply continues. The rain taps above you. The river murmurs beyond. And together they make one of the most peaceful sounds in the world. You are tucked into a lovely place, a bend in the river where the land curves protectively around your little shelter. Trees stand nearby, dark and quiet, their leaves dripping gently under the rainfall. The ground is soft with moss and earth. The air is cool and fresh and faintly scented with wet leaves, bark and clean water. Inside the tent, you are warm. The sleeping mat beneath you feels soft and supportive. The blankets are arranged just right. There is a sense here that everything has been prepared for rest. The river outside has no interest in disturbing you. It simply moves. Slowly, patiently, following the shape of the land, yielding to every bend and stone without complaint. And listening to it now, you begin to understand why rivers are so calming at night. They do not resist. They do not rush. They do not cling to where they have already been. They move forward quietly, trusting the path as it comes was. And perhaps without even trying, the river is teaching you something tonight. Perhaps it is reminding you that you do not need to grip your thoughts so tightly, that you do not need to brace against what has not yet arrived, that you do not need to solve every unknown bend ahead. The river does not know every turn before it reaches it, and still it moves peacefully. The rain joins the river now, falling onto the surface and disappearing into it without ceremony. Each drop is accepted. Nothing is refused. Nothing is fought. The river receives it all. And perhaps you can do the same tonight. Whatever thoughts came with you into the dark, let them fall. Whatever tension remained, let it soften. Whatever questions still linger, let them drift for now. Like rain into water, like leaves into current, like silence into night. You lie still in the tent and listen. The rain on canvas has its own rhythm. The river has another. The two sounds overlap so naturally that it becomes hard to tell where one ends and the other begins. That is part of what makes it so peaceful. No sharp edges, no harsh sounds, only flow, only softness, only continuity. You imagine the river gliding past dark stones polished smooth over many years. You imagine the water brushing around roots, around reeds, around the gentle curve of the bank. Somewhere farther away, perhaps the river widens. Somewhere beyond that, it may narrow. Somewhere beyond that, it may join another stream, and another after that, and eventually a greater body of water. But none of that matters tonight. Tonight, the river is simply here, beside you, keeping quiet company. You listen to it and feel a deep sense of permission. Permission not to think so hard. Permission not to hold yourself so tightly. Permission not to remain mentally standing when your body is asking so kindly to lie all the way down into rest. This is your place now, your rainy tent by the river. And here, no one asks you to perform wakefulness. No one asks you to explain yourself. No one asks you to stay vigilant. The river is already doing all the moving required. The rain is already doing all the speaking required. You can be still. And as you remain still, the peace of the place begins to enter you more deeply. Your shoulders soften further. Your hands rest more heavily. Your belly loosens. Your jaw unclenches. Your eyes grow heavy behind their closed lids. The river continues. The rain continues. Everything continues without effort from you. And that, too, is a comfort. The world does not stop because you rest. The night does not collapse if you fall asleep. The river will keep flowing. The rain will keep falling. The earth will keep holding you. So you can let go. Just a little more. And now the rain seems even softer somehow. The river even farther away. Or perhaps you are simply drifting farther inward. Toward sleep. Toward quiet. Toward that deep place where thoughts are no longer interesting and the body becomes wonderfully heavy and warm. The river moves, the rain falls, and you are safe enough to drift, safe enough to let the night carry you, safe enough to sleep. Chapter 4. The Loch Tent. Now the river fades. The movement of flowing water slows into something stiller, wider, darker, and now you are inside a tent beside a loch. Rain has been falling here for most of the afternoon and into the evening. The sky has stayed low and grey all day, and the loch beyond your tent lies dark and patient under the weather. You are already inside now, already dry, already warm. You have come in from the damp world outside, zipped the tent closed behind you, and settled into that wonderful feeling of being out of the rain while still hearing it all around you. The canvas smells faintly of clean, wet fabric and cool air. Your wool blanket holds a quiet warmth. There is a mug beside your pack, empty now, but still carrying the memory of something warm you drank not long ago. The inside of the tent is dim, peaceful, exactly enough. Outside, the loch is only a short distance away. You cannot see it through the tent walls, and yet you can picture it clearly. Still water. Dark water. Water with a kind of ancient patience. Rain dimpling its surface. Mist lingering low above it. Hills rising beyond, soft-edged in the dark. Everything here feels older than language. Older than roads. Older than all of the little things people hurry over in daily life. This place does not hurry. The rain is not hurrying. The loch is not hurrying. The hills are not hurrying. And so, perhaps, you do not need to hurry either. You lie back and listen to the rain striking the tent above you in a soft and steady pattern. Unlike the river, the loch makes almost no sound of its own. It is quiet in a different way, a deeper way, a more spacious way. The peace beside a loch is not in motion. It is in stillness. Stillness so complete that it begins to calm you from the inside. You imagine the rain touching the surface of the loch, each drop making a tiny circle that opens outward and then disappears. So many circles. So many quiet arrivals. And then nothing again but dark still water beneath a rainy sky. You think of how comforting it is to be near a place that asks nothing of you. The loch does not want answers. It does not want plans. It does not require that you be cheerful or interesting or productive. It simply allows you to be here. And inside your tent, that is enough. Perhaps you reach for a notebook, a small one, its cover a little worn at the corners. You open it, not because you need to write something important, but because in a place this quiet, sometimes thoughts become simple enough to be honest. You write the date. You pause. You write a line or two about the rain, about the stillness of the loch, about how long it has been since you truly stopped. not paused for a moment, not distracted yourself, but truly stopped. And perhaps no answer comes, and that is all right. Perhaps you write nothing more. Perhaps you close the notebook and set it aside. Because the important thing is not the words. It is the softness, the openness, the sense that here, whatever has been clinging to you has lost its grip. The rain continues, steady, gentle, unbothered. Your body settles lower into the mat. You feel your head sink more fully into the pillow. Your shoulders release downward. Your hands grow still and loose. And outside, the loch remains completely calm. There is something so deeply restful about being near still water at night. Not empty stillness, not lonely stillness, but companionable stillness. Stillness that seems to say, you do not need to speak now. You do not need to explain. You do not need to do anything at all. You can just rest, and you do. The tent holds, the rain falls, the loch remains, the hills remain. The whole dark landscape seems to agree that nothing more is required of you tonight except sleep. So lie back, let your breathing slow, let your thoughts become fewer. Let the rain and the loch and the great quiet of the hills draw you deeper into rest. There is no urgency here, no time to measure, no pressure to meet, only the deep comfort of being sheltered beside a still dark loch while rain falls softly through the long night. Chapter 5. The Forest Tent. Now the hills drift away, the loch softens into mist, and now you are deep in a forest. It has rained here too, and it is raining still. Not loudly, not heavily. Just enough to fill the forest with a hush of droplets, soft tapping, leaf movement, and distant dark stillness. Your tent is set among tall trees. The branches above form a sheltering canopy, and the rain reaches you in layers. Some of it lands first on leaves, some on pine needles, some on branches, and only then, softly, some of it reaches the canvas above you. This makes the sound wonderfully rich and soothing. Not just rain on a tent, rain on leaves, rain on bark, rain on moss, rain on earth. Rain making a whole forest breathe in its sleep. Inside the tent, everything is warm and close and safe. You have arranged your bedding into a little nest. The floor beneath the tent is cushioned by soft forest ground. The air smells of pine, damp soil, moss, and the faint mineral freshness that comes when rain deepens every scent in nature. Earlier, before dark, you walked between the trees and found this place. It felt right immediately. Not because it was dramatic, not because it was spectacular, but because it felt kind. The trees stood around it like quiet guardians. The ground was level and soft. The light filtering down had been gentle and green. And even then, before the rain began in earnest, you knew this was a place where sleep would come easily. Now the forest is dark, but it is not unfriendly. The darkness here is full of life, not threat. Far away, perhaps there is the occasional small call of a night creature. The movement of a branch. The rustle of leaves touched by the rain. But nothing feels alarming. Everything feels natural, balanced, calm. The tent glows dimly from the last traces of lantern light, and then even that is gone, leaving you in a lovely soft darkness broken only by sound and warmth and breath. You lie back and listen. And listening to rain in a forest is different from listening to it anywhere else. It feels layered, textured, alive. The rain begins high above among the treetops, then travels downward through the branches, then moves over leaves, then down trunks, then into ferns and moss and roots, and finally the earth itself. You can almost imagine a single raindrop beginning its journey overhead, gathering in a cloud, falling through cool night air, touching a needle of pine, sliding down, reaching a leaf, gathering at the edge, dropping to a fern, then to the soil, then into the dark living ground beneath the trees. There is something profoundly calming in that thought. The smallness of each drop, the patience of its journey, the way everything in the forest receives it without struggle. The trees do not resist the rain. The earth does not resist the rain. The moss does not resist the rain. Everything here knows how to receive. Perhaps you can too, whatever the day placed upon you, whatever thoughts still move faintly at the edge of your mind, whatever unfinished concerns still try to keep a hand on your shoulder. Let them be received by the night. Let them sink into the forest floor. Let them soften in the rain. You no longer need to carry them so actively. The forest is full of old patience. Older than your worries, older than your plans, older than your fatigue. And now, inside your little tent, you are part of that patience too. The rain continues. Your breathing slows. The weight of your body settles deeper into your bedding. You become aware of how lovely it is to be warm, while the world outside is cool and wet. How lovely it is to hear the rain but not be touched by it. How lovely it is to know that all around you, the forest is quietly drinking in the night while you rest. There is a kind of deep reassurance in trees. Even unseen in darkness, they are felt. Their trunks rooted, their branches lifted, their stillness dependable. They are not anxious, they are not rushing. They are simply here. And tonight they keep company with your sleep. The tent fabric gives a faint soft movement now and then. A little settling, a little sigh, nothing more. The rain above keeps the same soothing rhythm, and the sounds of the forest around it seem farther and farther away now. Or perhaps you are simply floating deeper into yourself. The mind loosens, the body softens, the night deepens, the forest holds, and sleep comes closer. You no longer need to follow every thought. You no longer need to measure the night. You no longer need to wait for a perfect moment to rest. This is the perfect moment. Here, now. Inside a tent in the rain, deep in a kind and quiet forest, while the trees and moss and earth receive the weather and you receive sleep. Chapter 6. The Mountain Meadow Tent. Now the forest grows lighter. The trees open. The air changes, and now you find yourself in a high meadow. A tent has been set beside a slope of grass and wildflowers, though now in the rain and darkness, the flowers have folded in for the night. The mountain air is cool here, very clean, very still. Rain falls across the open meadow in a quiet silver veil. Inside your tent it is warm and deeply comfortable. The contrast makes everything feel even cozier. Outside, the world is cool and wide. Inside, your world is sheltered and small and exactly enough. Far beyond the tent, the shape of mountains rests against the cloudy sky. You cannot see them clearly now, but you know they are there. Huge, steady, silent. Rain drifts across the meadow grasses. Sometimes the wind moves a little, and you can hear the rain shift direction for a few moments, brushing more firmly against one side of the tent before growing gentle again. Not fierce wind, just mountain weather breathing softly. There is something calming about sleeping high above ordinary life, far from roads, far from buildings, far from everything artificial. Here there are no streetlights, no engines, no distant televisions or footsteps overhead. Only weather, only earth, only the quiet companionship of open land beneath a rainy sky. You imagine what the meadow looked like before dark. The grass silver green in the light, small flowers scattered like tiny lanterns of color. Stones warmed by the day, and then cooled by evening rain. And your tent there among it all, simple and bright against the mountain ground. Now, at night, everything has become softer and less defined, but that only makes it feel more peaceful. The rain becomes the whole world, its steady patter on the fabric, its faint hiss through grass outside, its gentle presence in the air. You lie under blankets that feel warmer by the minute, and the coolness outside only deepens your sense of safety inside. Your cheeks are cool, your hands are warm, your body is resting more fully now. Your thoughts are no longer reaching far. Even the mountains, vast as they are, feel less like dramatic peaks and more like sleeping shapes beneath the clouds. The world itself seems to have gone to bed. And you, here in your little tent, are part of that great resting. You listen, and soon it feels as though the rain is not outside you at all, but all around you and through you in the gentlest possible way. Not wetting you, not chilling you, only washing the mind clean of sharpness. One thought drifts away, then another, until there is only the sound of rain on the tent and the sensation of being very deeply at ease. The mountain meadow offers nothing to do. It offers only space, air, shelter, rest, and that is enough. So let the mountains keep their silent watch. Let the rain travel across the meadow. Let the clouds drift where they will. And let yourself sink gently into sleep. Chapter 7. The last tent of the night now. Slowly, all the places begin to gather together. The beach, the river, the loch, the forest, the mountain meadow. Each one touched by rain, each one holding a tent, each one offering the same kindness, shelter, warmth, stillness, rest. And now you no longer need to be in just one of them. Now you can simply rest in the feeling they all gave you. That feeling of being enclosed in canvas while the weather remains outside. That feeling of lying beneath blankets while rain speaks softly overhead. That feeling of knowing the world is wide and dark and beautiful, and that you are perfectly safe within your little haven. This is the final tent of the night. Not in one place, but in every peaceful place your imagination has visited. A tent that belongs to all quiet landscapes. A tent for the deepest sleep. And in this tent, there is almost nothing left now except rhythm. Rain overhead, breath within, softness below, darkness around. You are supported by the earth, comforted by the blankets, protected by the shelter, surrounded by a world that has grown kind and distant. Nothing is urgent, nothing is missing, nothing needs your attention. The rain continues, steady, soft, endless enough, and with every moment you drift farther down into that beautiful place where rest becomes sleep, and sleep becomes deep and nourishing peace. You are safe, you are warm, you are held, You are allowed to sleep. You are allowed to let go completely. The rain will continue without you needing to listen to every drop. The night will continue without you needing to stay awake inside it. The world will continue without effort from you. So go deeper now. Deeper into stillness. Deeper into softness. Deeper into that heavy, comfortable drifting that asks nothing, requires nothing, and brings only rest. Your breath is slow now. Your body is quiet. Your mind is no longer trying. The rain remains, the shelter remains, the peace remains. And very gently, very softly, sleep arrives fully. And now the story grows quiet. The rain continues somewhere in the distance. The tents remain in their peaceful places. The beach rests beneath the night sky. The river flows in darkness. The loch lies still beneath the hills. The forest drinks in the weather. The mountain meadow sleeps under cloud and rain. And you too can rest now. Nothing more is needed. Nothing more is required. Only sleep. Deep, comforting, peaceful sleep. Good night.